If this was only just about the money for me, then I would have taken them to court and just dealt with the BS of the system itself. However, it goes way beyond that because I actually believe in justice. I believe in following laws. I don't believe in lying about things. I don't believe in misrepresenting information. I don't believe in twisting information so that it benefits another person other than the one that is supposed to be benefiting. And when it comes to the Injury Fund and the Workplace Health and Safety Compensation Act, it's supposed to be beneficial to injured workers only. It's supposed to serve injured workers and their dependents only. That money's not meant for anybody else. It's not meant for Allison Fury. It's not meant for anyone who's doing preventative, safety programs or anything like that. That money's not meant for you. You're not injured. You don't deserve a penny. And to be honest, I believe that every penny that was paid to you should get hauled back. Workplace NL as an organization and the government is going to have to find another way to pay you that money or pay it back to the injury fund. That's my belief. Because that money was not put there for anyone other than injured workers. Now, when it comes to my husband, Dustin Blake, he had an injury on January 10th of 2018. At that time, Workplace NL got him to sign a Form 6 to manage his claim underneath the Workplace Health and Safety Act that was in place at that time, which is not the 2022 version. Underneath that act, again, he's the one that's supposed to be getting compensated as per that act. Underneath that act, Section 19.4 at that time, I believe it was, and now is Section 20-4, says that every decision, everything that is decided has to be based on facts and is not supposed to cause unfair results. No one has ever had a discussion about the unfair results. They've just been presented with a lot of information about what unfair results they have caused, because I know that they're not allowed to cause unfair results. There has been proof of unfair results dating back to January 10th, 2018, because at that time he was also maxed out at the maximum compensable assessable earnings, which caused unfair results to our income at the time. And he was also maxed out at 85%, which also caused unfair results. So he's not supposed to be maxed out at either one of them. He's supposed to be exempt from them because of the financial unfair results that were being caused. That's what the law states. I'm about following the law to its entirety. Not missing it cross T, not missing an I that you haven't dotted. That's what I'm about. And they are not about that. They've proven that time and time and time and time and time again. And no one's listening. No one is upset that they don't follow the law. Why? Are you guys jealous that they're not following the law? Are you guys happy that they're not following the law? Does that make everyone happy and oh, let's give them a pat on the back? Now, since August the 5th, 2019, they drove us out of a house in Fort McMurray, drove us back to Newfoundland because they didn't follow the law and they didn't care about the unfair results at all, which was extreme at that time. And then they forced him back to work. They cut off his loss of earnings, even though his loss of earnings began on August the 5th, 2019. They didn't do any calculations at all to determine if his loss of earnings was like returned back to him by like earning again. And they cut him off multiple times before he even returned to work, which is against the law. And then they reinstated it because they knew that I was right. Then when he went back to work, they cut it off based on hours, which is not even sensible when it comes to math calculations. He was at a continued loss of earnings. Then he was at a further loss of earning capacity, which means they're supposed to do work and estimate his loss of earnings. Then they didn't do any return, a safe return to work and what it would look like for him, and whether or not he would need physiotherapy and chiropractic work during like his job and when he was working, which has been proven over the last couple of years that he needs to live in a place where he can get physio and chiropractic care on a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly basis based on his need, based on the physio and chiropractor that he's seeing at that time. Not based on their gobbledygook of administrative, you've had this number of sessions and blah, 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 and you are not in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador anymore, so no, like, that doesn't apply whether he's in the province or not under the merits and justice part of that HC01 policy. So, like, they don't follow facts, they just mix up stuff so that they can deny him. And it's quite tiring because it's illegal. And they're an organization, they're not the commission underneath the law. So, you know, like, it's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating that this is continuing. And they're denying him written communication over the chat feature. They are denying him using the online My Workplace NL website. They don't post any letters or anything there. No communication is posted there whatsoever. They have a false reoccurrence listed there because all he did was sign Form 6 on January 24th of 2023. That's all. And even the Form 6 didn't show any list of disabling symptoms, which is unable to bear weight. It's just been ongoing, lie after lie after lie, and manipulation after manipulation after manipulation. And then they turn around and go, oh, well, she called me this and she called me that. Yeah, I lost my mom at that time. And I lost my pop 2 months later. So, excuse me if I was extremely emotional while dealing with all your manipulative BS that you guys were trying to pull at that time. The extreme amount of manipulative BS that you were pulling. It wasn't just minor like before. This was extreme. Honestly, it was emotional abuse is what you guys were doing. You were not even listening to unfair results. You weren't listening to the actual medical, which you've proven time and time and time again. You don't listen to any medical at all. So who is listening? Who is listening to the actual facts? Because all you guys are doing is writing a complete false report time and time and time and time again. You're not calculating anything. You're not having any conversations about safe return to work, which is completely against the whole occupational health and safety BS that you guys say you want to promote. If you're not going to talk to an injured worker about safe return to work and what it's going to look like, and if they're going to need chiropractic and physiotherapy care to stop impediments that's going to cause them to slow down at work and have to use a cane so that they're not able to work at the same capacity as before the injury happened, then you're not really about safe return to work either and safety at the workplace. It's all just a load of lies. Lies for him, lies for other injured workers, lies for the non-injured workers, and just lies in general to everybody.